Okay, so today's question is, how do I get more how do I get more 5-star reviews for my trade business?
Well, there's the good way of getting 5-star reviews for your trade business, and there's also the best way of getting 5-star reviews for your trade business.
I like how there's a good way and a best way. Like, there's no bad way.
Yeah, unless it's a negative review. That's the only bad way, right?
Yeah, but I mean, any review is a good review, right?
Exactly.
It teaches us...
Let's look at it holistically, right?
Okay.
Negative review is great from a business perspective because I think it also provides a bit of a human element to your business.
Nobody's perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you are perfect...
Yeah. And I will say as well, how many times have you been to a restaurant?
Oh!
It's got all 5-star reviews.
It's shocking.
Come on, man.
Shocking.
Come on. It's not...
That kebab that I ordered was not 5-star.
Surely someone's had salmonella poisoning at some point.
Yeah, you can't always be perfect.
That's it. Nobody's perfect, right? We're all human. So the best way...
Okay, tell me.
To get...
Got my attention now.
Google reviews.
Okay. 5-star Google reviews.
Sorry, 5-star Google reviews. 4s are okay too.
Yeah, 4s are good. Again, I think it shows that you're human.
Exactly.
1s are no good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Going back to like the 1-star ones again.
Yeah.
I love the ones where it's like 1 star, but the service was fantastic and they have nothing bad to say.
Yeah.
They're the ones that always do my head in. But anyway, I've gone off tangent there a little bit.
I digress.
So the best way to get 5-star Google reviews is with as least touch from your business as possible. So making it automated, having processes in place so that gaining the Google review is the easiest thing possible. It doesn't even need any thought.
Okay, so you're saying to me that to gain more 5-star reviews, you actually need to have a process in place, and it's not something that you remember. It's like it's automated. It's part of your sales process.
It's muscle memory, essentially. So, and whether it's yourself doing it and you're a one-man band, or you've got a team of 30,
yep,
it should be the same either way. And there's very cost-effective processes and automations that you can instill in your business, so that again, you don't even have to think about it. It's the same process as packing your tools back in the van after the job. You know, you've got that automated in your head. You know where everything goes, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
The Google review process with your customer at the end of the job should be exactly the same.
I feel like trade business owners, they sit in their toolbox talk. And they tell everyone like...
And it's probably weekly, right? Let's be honest. It's just this constant reminder.
Can we please get more reviews? Did you ask?
Did you? Oh, yeah.
Did you ask for a review?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is not just trade business. This is every business. This is
hell yeah. Everyone needs
every
it.
business struggles.
I'm just going to turn the air on because the air has stopped.
Oh, okay. Go for it. Getting a bit sweaty in here.
Automations. Yeah, so it's probably happening in the toolbox talk, and you're saying it every Monday. You know, we need more reviews. Hey, everybody.
And say, like, 10 of you guys are doing a really good job of it.
There's always the outlier. Is it called an outlier? Someone that's always, like, really, the exception to the rule. There's always that staff member that does everything and goes above and beyond.
That's right, yeah.
And you know who you are, your heroes.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. But then there's the other side of it as well, where you've got staff that might just need a little bit of a leg up. And it's not necessarily because they don't want to do it. It might be like things like a confidence issue. Maybe they just don't feel comfortable with asking.
Maybe they don't have this, like they don't in themselves have the own skills to even start a new conversation. Like, and it's just them in general. Like they just can't, they really struggle with verbal skills. They're a great tradesperson.
Yeah. Or it's just something out of their control as well. Like, you're doing a resi job, you're a Sparky that's just put a new chandelier in someone's house. That person's had to stay at home and work from home that day, but they're on a Zoom call. So there's you literally like doing a quick awkward wave and then
they're kind of like,
see you later.
See yourself out.
Yeah, exactly.
Invoice in the mail.
So when are you going to get an opportunity to ask for a Google review at that point?
That person's kind of like,
I
don't want to talk to you. Like, I trust you enough that I'm going to leave you roaming around my house, but I actually have to work today.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So I guess the next question then is how do you combat this, right? So
you force them to leave you a review. Like you like,
I'm behind the back. Yeah, maybe a headlock. No. You might have HR after you after that. But long story short, there are automations and processes that can help you make it as easy as possible. And effortless, essentially.
I feel like some of our clients are like really good at automation. Some of our clients aren't. Like some clients we bring on board, they've never done an automation in their life.
No.
Other clients,
Or
they've got a couple.
Yeah, they're very process driven.
But the review one doesn't ever seem to be like it's there.
The thing is that I find it's an education thing as well.
Yes.
Like, we'll come to our clients and say, you can do this. It's literally like, and we can integrate
Let's just string it together
across, all the software programs that you're using, Simpro, ServiceMate, et cetera, et cetera. And just blows their mind.
Yeah, because it's like it's not been done like that before. Or no one's like taken the initiative to actually say, hey, we can do this.
Yeah.
And
more
this
often,
is a problem.
More often than not too, like, if you're like looking through, say, functionality or whatever of your particular CRM or job management software, you kind of have to go digging sometimes to find the full capability of it. Yeah, sure, you've got a representative and stuff, but unless you don't ask and you don't know to ask, then you don't receive. Yeah. So, it's just one of those things.
Okay, let me take a step back. So what can 5-star reviews on a regular, what can they do for your business? Like, what does that have? And if you did that for a year, you digged in, you were like, guys, we are focused on reviews. Yeah. What does that do for it? What's the change?
Well, the biggest thing is the brand. It elevates your brand. That's the biggest one because, like even going back to, the restaurant example, I know we're talking about trades here, but, when's the last time you maybe looked at a couple of different restaurants?
It's definitely part of the buying process in the customer's eyes.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to find you in Google.
Yeah.
They're going to search you out. They're going to look for your reviews. Like, has someone else bought from this person before? That's definitely something that goes on in their mind. So it is very powerful to have.
Yeah, and I guess when you look at, like, if we use residential jobs as an example.
Yes.
This person's probably going to be spending, minimum, $500 with you.
Easy. So that's just a call out fee. Exactly. Come on, guys.
That's the thing. And then you should be charging that call out fee before you go out to them.
It's like on clip.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's two types. There's obviously your maintenance trade that gets 7 jobs a day, 7 chances a day to get a review. You should be in the thousands of reviews, really.
Realistically, yeah.
If you're a builder doing 300 homes a year, you've only got even 150 reviews because, 300 homes a year means you sign 300 homes a year. It doesn't mean you complete 300 homes a year.
But even if, say, you were a builder that was doing 10 homes a year and you got a 50% strike rate on those jobs, that's amazing because more often than not, most businesses, I would say, average around 10 to 20 reviews.
Oh, yeah.
If they're putting a bit of effort into it.
Like when you see like the triple digits, like hundreds, 200s, 300s, it's like, wow, okay.
You're either doing a lot of work or you're
paying for
doing
it.
Some dodgy stuff. Yeah.
Actually, that's probably something we should actually state because not a lot of people know this.
Yeah.
You can literally buy reviews. Like you can transact.
Don't do it. Don't do it. It's the dodgiest thing ever.
Yeah, Google will find it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because there'll be a pattern there with
maybe
the Google accounts.
Maybe not tomorrow, but someday.
They'll drop you.
And then what happens is
like a quarterback,
NFL references. Okay, so I wasn't expecting that, but yeah. Long story short, they could actually what's called penalise you, and remove your Google My Business page
altogether
from Google, and then you're pretty stuffed at that point. You'd have to create a new one, and all the effort that you put into it.
To digress, there was actually there was a story this week I was reading about how they have a really great Google My Business like location, but then the client thought it would be wise to start a new one up in a whole new location, and this is like a friend of mine. I didn't tell you, but anyway. And then Google's like,
I'm glad I'm finding out about this now.
Google's like penalising they're like sending like, hey, P.S. We see that you set up a new Google My Business location. We see this, and we already know you're here. So FYI, we're watching you. Like.
Yeah.
Google are...
They know, man.
They are the big brother.
They know. Yeah.
And they are the godfather of business here. Like, if you're not on Google, you're nowhere, literally.
Oh, Bing's nowhere.
Yeah, yes, Bing is... No, let's not even bother about Bing.
Anyway.
Okay, back on task.
Digressing.
I digress, yes.
Sorry. So, automating it, right?
Okay. Do you want me to tell you about stitching it? Like...
Yeah.
what that flow looks
Yeah,
like.
absolutely.
So, I mean,
you're the automation queen. So.
okay, so thank you. So, I mean, there's a variety of ways you can stitch it up depending on what software you're using, but really, it should be in your sales process and it should be in your toolbox chat. You should be telling your guides and reminding them, and I know you have to do it every single week, but it should be in your toolbox talk, but it should be in your sales process. It should be in your SOPs. It should be in your software and stitched. When a job is completed in SimPro, the customer can get tagged in your CRM, which is a separate piece of content to your project management tool. So you got your SimPro, your project management tool, you got your CRM, your customer, your relationship manager. That is your hub where all your customers' information sits. That is where you tag, you build lists like location lists, service lists, anniversaries, also that stuff can all live in your CRM, your customer relationship manager. When you finish a job and it's marked as finished in SimPro, let's say, then that can then stitch a little automation to say, hey, that job from, Kelly just got completed. Now send the automation for the review, the 5-star review automation. So a text message can go out.
Text.
And an email can go out, and that can be stitched together. And when I say stitched, I mean we're pulling together systems that you already own and putting them together.
Yep, and utilising to the best.
Using stuff that you've already spent lots of money on.
Yeah, that's it. This doesn't cost anything. In terms of there might be a small cost with say text or something like that.
Yeah, but it's not some new system.
No.
We're utilising the existing systems that you already have.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So, and I say text and I say email because in an email, I'm at home, I'm Kelly, I'm at home, I'm doing some work, you're in my home putting my chandelier in my roof, if I ever had chandeliers. And you finish the job and an email goes through. I'm probably not going to see that email because I've got kids to pick up, I've got dinner to clean, and all the other things that I have to do as a housewife.
And be honest, even if you do see it, not going to be the highest
probably
priority.
Not going to. Yeah. But if I get a text with, hey,
different.
Kelly, please click this link and let us know your thoughts. Please, I mean, because you can't technically ask, can you? You can't be no, you can ask, but you can't be
demand.
You can't demand and you can't gift. You can't be like, hey, Kelly, if you send me, if you complete
bribery.
this. Yeah, you can't bribe because Google will get on. So you can't be like, hey, Kelly, we just left your home. P.S. I've left a massive fruit basket on the bench. That's for the review that you're about to send. So you can't do that. Yeah.
Well, you could do it.
No.
Okay. That's
very cheeky.
I won't send you down the path.
But I've lost. So I was just going on text. So text is obviously, it's going to hit her phone. It's going to hit her Apple Watch. I think she's going to get it much faster. Even
text in general is just super powerful at the moment.
Yeah.
I think
not to be abused though.
No, absolutely not. No, I think there's a fine line, definitely. But I think it's also the timing of it is really important too. Don't send it
hours,
3 days after.
No, hell no. It's got to be right. I just left.
Yeah.
P.S. I've just
fresh
left.
in mind.
I broomed all the mess.
I've
cleaned the rubbish.
Yourself or the staff member that did the job left an amazing impression on this person because they did a fantastic job, and so they're feeling the endorphin rush from getting that new chandelier in their home.
Yeah, that's when you want to hit them with the review.
Hit them hard straight away. So and then maybe a follow-up after that,
yeah,
right?
a nice little follow-up.
Maybe a couple of weeks or
I would
month
almost
after.
instill that if it didn't get followed up via text and email, I would almost be wanting to make sure my admin, the girls on the phones who who book the jobs.
Yeah, they could do that too.
I mean, that's legwork. That's not digital.
Well, actually,
and that wouldn't be that wouldn't be my first preference as a business owner.
No.
But I would want to make sure everyone leaves a review. And you have to, that's right.
Yeah, so it depends on what level you're at. But, you can automate it as easily as possible. Now, the good thing about automating it is that you can actually have additional tools as well to what's the word I'm looking for? To push the initiation of it. Accelerate. Yeah, I like that, yeah. To accelerate the initiation.
Yeah, okay.
Of especially, and what I mean by this is I'm saying when you're face to face with the person. or you're face to face with the customer.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So then that way, like, you're actually harnessing it straight away, and it's almost like you're going to get a higher hit rate, I think, when you're face to face with the person and you're doing the ask.
Because I think you've physically stood in front of the person, you've asked them. It's not like a text that they can ignore.
You've built the rapport as well.
Yeah.
Like, that's the biggest thing. You know, it's like any industry. You know, if someone has provided you with great service and blah,
you
blah,
just
blah,
want to leave them a review.
Yeah. Or leave them a tip at the restaurant or whatever it is.
Like, as a side note, I'm thinking
or buy that extra for your new car.
Yeah. I think when a tradesperson turns up and they actually like state their name, like, hey, I'm Jerry and I'm going to be in your home for a little bit. Like, then I can be like, hey, Jerry, did you want a cup of tea? I feel like when you don't also like mention who your name is.
Yeah. Oh, big time.
Yeah.
Like, I had my garage door fixed last week, or somewhat fixed. They're still going to come out and do a second job on it, which is fine.
Yeah.
But I knew that it was so-and-so turning up.
Yeah.
And they were turning up between this time and this time. And the
that's
time,
service mate, actually, wasn't
yeah,
it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
you showed me the text message.
So,
I was like, yeah, that's service mate.
But it wasn't like, oh, so-and-so's turning up from 9 to 5. Thanks.
No, it was actually quite
It
specific.
was actually like between 10:30 and 11. And I was
Yeah.
like, holy balls. Like, that was like, you know, a half an hour window. And he actually turned up in the half an hour window.
Yeah.
And I know I'm digressing again a little bit there, but like those things are
like,
initiating the rapport.
Yeah.
And so when I see him, I'm like, hey, Dane, I just found out that you're turning up to my house, and like, I feel like I've got this like little bit of a relationship with Dane who's going to fix my garage door.
And then when you ask me to leave a 5-star review, and I'll be like, you know what?
Absolutely, Dane.
I will leave a review for you, Dane.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for treating my home.
Yeah. So
like my home.
there's a vehicle for this, and it's actually something we've got in the works at the moment.
Oh wow!
Just FYI.
Coming from the projects team.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So our head of delivery and I have been working on something.
Cool.
Skunkworks in
Okay,
TradiesGo.
tell me.
So
I don't know what Skunkworks is.
okay, sorry, I'll talk to you.
Is that
about
a car
it
like reference?
That's where I got it from.
Oh, okay. All right.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, Skunkworks is like basically something that's kind of happening behind the scenes that upper management doesn't know about. If that makes sense. So like going back to the car example, right?
Yeah, tell me.
So like the reason I found out about this word was because I was listening to a podcast about a racing team, right? Because I'm into motorsport, and they were literally like, they had a race car and the race car was rubbish. And then they were building a second race car, but a better one with their own thoughts and needs and wants in it. And it was a skunk work, so they didn't want the head office to know that they were building the second one, because the head office was, stopping them from building what they wanted.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm not saying this is what's happening at TradiesGo by any means, but what I'm saying
Last
is,
to know.
yeah, but yeah, we've been doing a few
so
things
tell me
behind the
what
scenes.
you and the projects team have been doing.
So we've been working on a system. It's called the mass review system, and so what it is, it's
Got my attention.
It's going to help with the initiation of the Google review process for you. So what we do is we've actually got like a card, a physical card that
You can touch.
you can touch and feel.
So I love when digital marketing is not digital, but it's still digital.
100%.
Like I
don't understand people who like totally disregard, print
Offline.
or offline. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, because marketing's marketing at the end of the day.
marketing's marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Coming from an InDesign, publications, graphics.
ex-media guy.
Ex-media.
Yeah.
I want to see and touch something.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah,
want to be able
absolutely.
to.
We're still human at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You've gotta
something
have-
tactical.
Yeah.
That's
Not
like a
everything can be
sensory
digital.
thing, even with like kids.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got a card, and it's the mass review system card. And basically, what it does is we print off a bunch. You order them through us. You have it as part of your
So I'm
marketing
paying
system.
for this. Yes.
Yeah. Paying
There
for
we go.
everything. Paying for this podcast, right?
Okay. There we go.
But because there's a tangible piece there, you can basically give that to your staff, and the staff can physically go to the customer at the end of the job and say, hey, would you mind, it's got a QR code on it, it's got your branding on it,
Yeah.
scan the QR code, and
It'll boom.
directly take them to a form. They fill out the form, bang, Google review goes up on.
So I've
Google
got
My
an
Business.
automation for an SMS. I've got an automation for an email.
Yep.
You know, my staff's been super friendly. I'm now also giving them something like, here you go.
And they can
Do
like
this.
take it away as well, depending on, you know, how you want to distribute the cards. Like if you just want your staff to hold on to one card and they use it for every customer, that's fine. It's multi-use. It's not like a set and
I
forget, but
actually
you can just give the card. Yeah,
I prefer to just give someone
the card.
like
yeah.
I mean, I guess from a sales perspective, you can sit there and go, "Hey, here's the QR code. Can you please scan it?"
Yeah.
And then you wait till they scan it,
Yeah.
and then they leave you a review.
It's almost a bit of a guilt trip.
Yeah, like, hey, like,
Yeah. It's
I
like-
got to get to my next job. Can you scan this?
It's like the barista flipping around the tip iPad, and he's like, "Oh, do you want to just, you know,
Oh yeah,
pay
so
me an
your
extra $10
your
for the
coffee
$5
is
coffee?"
$5.50 for your double shot almond flat white large.
Yeah.
P.S. Did you want to leave me a tip?
Yeah.
It's a bit pressure. It's like going to a restaurant again.
Yeah. And you almost feel
And
a
you're
bit
like,
guilty, eh?
are you? I know you just had a beautiful steak. Are you leaving a 10% or a 20%? Even Uber does this actually, because I'm always Uber eating.
Yeah,
It's like,
they do.
oh, so and so could just completed a job. Would you like to leave a 5% tip? Because that's what they want. They want to get more money for their Uber ease, so they can continue working at Uber.
Of course, yeah. Yeah, no, that's it.
Cool. So it's like another asset
Yep.
that we are providing.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. So all you need to do is reach out to us, and we can set it up for you. And it's also part of some of our packages as well.
Cool.
In terms of
I love this. This is
Yeah.
like brand new.
Yeah,
And
surprise.
It's so cool to see. No, well, it's cool to see a little product. I wouldn't say little, but you
Yeah.
know, it's cool to see a product come to life.
Yeah.
And thanks for the team and everyone putting it together.
Yeah.
Because that's awesome. Like we've seen, like Google reviews needs to happen. It helps with SEO.
Yep. Helps with SEO. That's the other thing. We haven't actually spoken about that because
Tell me.
it helps with brand.
Yeah.
Helps the customer journey, helps your brand awareness, helps your brand trust, obviously. That's the biggest one. But
Yeah.
it helps from an SEO perspective as well.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So getting down to the like finer details of how it helps with SEO is actually like even the review left by the customer. If they actually talk about, say you're a plumber and they talk about plumbing or fixing taps or whatever
Yeah.
it is in the review, that helps.
Yeah, that
Like
helps.
from an SEO perspective.
Because the key words
Yeah.
are in the review.
Yeah. Not that you can make people say certain things on
That's
reviews,
so funny. Whenever I leave a review, I'm always like, best Thai restaurant in North Sydney. I just had the best margarita pizza in North Sydney. Like I'm real specific on my
yeah,
reviews.
yeah. And most people are these days too. Like,
We
gone
just
are
got
the
a
days
review
where they
this
just
morning,
leave.
actually, and it was
Oh,
so
we did
specific.
too. Yeah,
thank
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Yes.
But
That was really specific.
yeah, yeah.
And it's like it's so good when you get reviews, share them with the rest of your team.
Yep.
Because that's like hey guys, like look what we just got. That's
yeah,
awesome.
like you could even make it a little bit competitive too. Like, you know, if you say you had a team of 10, 15, 20
as our clients
people,
do,
yeah,
10 plus.
yeah,
Yep.
on the job, like the next toolbox meeting.
Who got the most reviews?
Who got most reviews?
So make
it a
sure
KPI.
when you hand over the card, so can you make sure that you mention Adam?
Yeah.
Adam was so good. Sorry, I'm clapping into the mic.
You know what? That actually happened to me.
Oh,
Yeah. I bought something from a shop, and the guy behind the counter was like, "Do you mind leaving a Google review?" I'm like, "Yeah, cool, man." Like he was an amazing worker. He helped me out a lot with my purchase.
okay.
And he actually said, like, part of my KPI is to
get reviews.
Get reviews, and
Is
so
this a bike shop or something?
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, it's always going to be a good experience when I buy some more
Bikes,
mountain bike stuff.
cars.
But yeah, you can see a picture here. But yeah, no, he actually like said like it's a KPI for him.
Yeah.
And you know, could I literally mention his name?
So that's a really good tip, actually.
Yeah. But it also personalizes
Yeah,
it as
personal.
well
Like,
because
Adam
it's
did
not
this.
like
Steve did this. I want to thank Steve for this.
makes people realize how big your team is too, which is cool.
Yeah, which is cool. It's
Yeah.
like not just one guy coming.
Yeah.
Like I mean, that's buyer intent and buyer sensitivity on money and
Yeah.
value. Someone who wants to pay whatever is looking for someone that's a specialist in what they
But
do.
they're looking
and
at your reviews for a reason.
Yeah,
too,
they're definitely
remember?
looking at
like the
reviews.
buyer psychology around it as well.
Huge.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like they're obviously looking for some kind of validation. So if they see like, I don't know, you got 50 reviews, for example, and every one of those reviews is like a different name. Like,
Yeah, it's like, oh wow, Adam did this, Steve did this,
Plumbing company's
Jerry did
massive.
this. Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, I think we'll just sign off for today.
Oh, is that it? Okay, no worries.
Oh, do you have any other hot tips?
I think we've covered it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think as well, you just need to start. That's the biggest thing too. Like I feel like it's one of those scenarios where it's easier to put it off.
It is, yeah. Don't deny it. I think it needs to be part of
There's
your...
a lot of value in it.
It's huge. I mean, Google reviews is not going away. It's so funny, like, oh, I got some Facebook reviews. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
I mean, just delete that whole section. Who cares,
Yeah.
right? Facebook is not a review engine, but
No,
Google
not at all.
is.
Well, they actually removed it to a certain extent.
I'm pretty sure Facebook did.
They had reviews on pages and then they actually removed the visibility.
You would
on that.
know because you're like the Facebook group superstar.
I try to be.
Sold a Facebook group for... Anyway.
Yeah, some amount of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah. It was good
Build
little payday.
a
I bought
community,
more mountain bikes with it. It was great.
Okay. Any finishing notes, Ryan?
Mountain bikes are great.
Okay, cool. This is now a mountain bike podcast.
Yeah, with Ryan.
Okay.
That's it.
See ya.
See you guys.